How to quadratic equations with domain and range and increasing and decreasing. What is domain? By definition, the domain is a set of all possible x values which will make the function work. What is range? By definition, the area of variation between upper and lower levels on a particular scale. What is intervals of increase and decrease? By definition, the domain of a function where its values is getting larger or smaller. Example 1. Domain, you will be following the x-axis. And since it starts on the graph but continues into the negatives, you will be putting a negative infinity. Wow. It keeps going, and it continues into the positives, but never stops. So you will put a positive infinity. Range is the y, so you will follow the y. You start at the bottom and work your way to the top. It starts at -5 and continues and never stops. -5 into infinity. Increasing. You go to where the graph starts going up, and as you see that it goes from negative infinity all the way up to 3. You will always be using the x value. Here you see there are 2. You go up the graph. It starts at 0 and goes up and continues to the positives and never stops. Decreasing, it goes down the graph. Here, it starts at -3 and stops at 0. Example 2. Domain. It starts but continues into the negatives, so you will put a negative infinity. Wow. It continues into the positives and never stops, so it'll be a positive infinity. Range, you start at the bottom. It starts in the negatives and continues and ends at 4. Increasing, there is only 1. It starts at -2 and ends at 0. Decreasing, there are 2. It starts into the negatives but continues. So it'll be a negative infinity while it ends at -2. Down, it starts at 0 and goes all the way down to an infinity, positive infinity. Last one, example 3. The domain is in the negatives, and it continues so it never stops. It'll be a negative infinity. Towards the end, it'll be a positive, due to it being in the positives and never stopping. Range, it starts at -2 and ends at +2. Increasing, there is only 1. It starts at -1 and ends at 1, +1. There are 2 decreasings. It'll be negative infinity due to it never stopping in the negatives and stops at -1. The second one starts at 1 and continues and never stops.